All right, welcome everyone to session 33 of The Space Between, and we're going to start with a recap from last time by Bo. That is not Bo.
That's not Bo. I was just about to mute my
Yeah.
mic. Sorry.
All the audience members will be quiet.
Session 32 recap. Dadgummit. Those yellow-bellied, blood-hungry Viking cosplayer. Error. 17 minutes and 2 seconds of audio for transcription deleted by user. Going to Phyllis was a mistake. Thought I was ready, but I wasn't. Seeing how those ghouls that hollowed out everything good and decent about home, wring every last credit out of the planet. And that Mothvis Thorfinn has taken over Fentress. Everyone else handled stuff while I did my best to keep from giving that snake an acute case of lead poisoning. Tried to cool my heels on the ship while we waited for payment. But I couldn't just sit there while my home was under the thumb of these rats. Just let my feet carry me for a while, not really thinking. Ended up back home. Except it ain't home no more. Some carpetbaggers had taken over the place, acting like it wasn't nothing to take the house my great-grandpappy built. Tried to intimidate some info out of him, but couldn't get nothing. Should have burst in and threatened that wretch till he told me what I wanted to know. But I decided to play it safe, like evil would want. Ran back as they was getting ready to take off. Looked like that snake called the cops anyway. Guess I'm really just right back where I started. Still don't know if anyone's alive or dead. Still can't go home. Just hurts that being true when it's all so close, I guess. I guess Pete tried flirting with Cherry while I was gone, or Cherry with Pete. Can't tell which from what Zeke said. All I know is they're both wandering two rabid space badgers. Someone took all the ice cream. Just have to console myself with the hip flask from old Black Betty.
All right. No, that last sentence, did I miss something? Does he have a flask in the, built into his gun?
Oh no, I was telling about that a couple whenever we talked about
Oh yeah, doing
modifying guns. That the holster also has a place to hold a hip flask. He'd
Nice,
gotten that
okay.
from some Tabukan officer during the war, pulled it off of his body.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. Oh man. Well, yeah, we got a little peek inside the sort of Bo was going through last session. I like it.
Just a
Like it a
little bit.
lot. Yeah, we got off with everybody in one piece, and you guys are uh, drilling out from the edge of the Harvario system right around this time, headed to Anagris.
Hey, Avery, chance to hear or listen to or read any of the stuff from last session?
No.
Okay.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Your character was directly involved.
Uh-oh.
Or maybe tangentially.
We tried to stay as uninvolved as possible.
Zeke did try very hard to stay uninvolved.
So yeah, text role play, Danielle copied all that stuff in there. So yeah, most of it was pretty much just a conversation between Pete and Cherry, but Zeke was there.
I wished he wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was addressed directly towards the end of it, so I did my best.
I will read over this quickly.
You're good.
Yeah.
It's not too relevant. It just might be helpful for you to know
Yeah,
what
just for
Ethan was talking about.
yeah, for your interactions with Cherry and Pete. The bottom line being there was kind of an awkward exchange where they got a little heated, and then Pete tried to bring him in on it, and he was like, "Did you see that sky today? Talk about blue."
Did you see that there was a bookshop over there?
That's
Also, the quotes channel has several really good quotes that I had to share.
yeah, I didn't catch those. So yeah, it was there was a whole like the I guess they were occupying themselves while I was uh occupied with Bo. All right. So
So
yeah,
Q now
Spike
we're flying.
Spike
Spike
drill
drills.
out to Anagris. Cherry overseeing the initial transition anyway.
Hmm.
She is going to be able. I'm just assuming as long as it's possible without failure, you're going to want to trim the course. And since you get freebies on anything 10 or less, um, the trip to Anagris uh, falls into that category. So you effectively have a drive 3, netting you a 4-day trip after the day it took you to get out to the edge of the system. So got just a few days to chill in Metaspace before you get to Anagris. And I know we know what Eva's going to be doing.
We do for part of it, yes. She is also going to be, unless Cherry kicks her out or talks to her and asks her to leave, she's going to be bugging Cherry a bit this trip.
Mm. Oh, really?
Suppose I'll open with that. Eva is really interested in how Cherry achieves these faster drills. That hasn't gone unnoticed because it has messed up the scheduling of some of her projects and projections. Um, and so she doesn't want to, she doesn't spend all the time with Cherry. She'll spend as long as Cherry can stand socializing and talking with her. Until Eva wants to go and work on the sword again or the laser. Um, but she does stop in far more frequently than she has since Cherry started piloting to read over the data that's produced by Cherry's flight and monitor the numbers in real time. She is just fascinated. How is Cherry handling this?
Cherry, as long as Eva is not accusing her of wanting to be flirted with by her, she's fine with it.
Nope, flirting is the last thing on Eva's mind right now. It's all numbers.
Fantastic. Then she's Gucci with it.
She is also complimenting Cherry, where she sees where she can identify mathematical shortcuts that are not in the textbooks, but when she works through them make sense. She is complimenting Cherry on her mathematical and piloting genius.
Cherry would probably take that well, I guess.
Yep.
I think she would probably want to get too emotional because she'd gotten out of her emotions kind of out of control the last time that she had been speaking with a crew member. So I think to be careful now.
Yeah, I'd love to say Eva notices and tries to ask her what's up, but Eva's oblivious sometimes, and there's data and something fascinating in front of her.
That's all right. So we'll say that she is very thankful for somebody not wanting to talk and throw shade back at her, and so she is going to just literally be willing to talk to Ava about whatever she wants to talk about.
Okay. Well, some of it's gonna be about the piloting, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Eva, so tangents occur.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How does Ryu respond to having his seat so frequently shunted aside by a captain who it doesn't seem to think anything of it?
There's like a jump seat in the back that he's been relegated to, and he's not overly happy about it. But he also seems to be pretty content just sitting where he's sitting.
Okay.
So he seems mildly entertained, we'll say.
Okay. That and working on the laser are what occupy Eva's entire journey here. Entire drill.
All right. I like it. I'm not offended by it. Let's see. Danielle, I sent you a message. What's Bo gonna be up to, Ethan?
Oh my word, Noah. Sorry, I don't know if y'all can hear him.
Just barely heard something. What's he doing?
He's blowing bubbles on his arm. I know.
Oh, well, I guess after all that, Bo is probably back to behaving badly and brooding.
Fantastic.
We love a good
Probably lots
brooder.
of target practice outside of the little dartboard throwing area.
Oh yeah.
And then I think in the brooding, he's sitting and planning. It's what kind of gear he can pick up in Anagras for I don't know, future use, and especially with the idea of returning to Phyllis.
Does he come by at all while Eva is working on the laser? On the rifle?
Yeah, he'd probably come by. I don't know how talkative he'd be.
Well, the good thing with Eva is he
Nice
doesn't
to
have to be
watch.
talkative.
Yeah, that she can fill all that silence, completely oblivious about whether or not he wanted to respond.
Okay. If he's around and she's doing something that could use an extra pair of hands, and she'll absolutely just kind of say, "Bo, get that thing and turn it upside down or whatever." She might even do that when he's not there. How many days does this trip take?
4 days.
Okay. And the mod is a 3-weeker, isn't it? <clears throat> can't remember if concealed is a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I
It's 2
haven't
weeks.
mathed that out.
Yeah, it's 1 week per fixed level requirement.
What is 2 weeks to mod the ship?
To mod the laser rifle, will you allow the building of the laser rifle to be included in those 2 weeks, or do you want to add an extra week on for the building of the laser rifle?
Yeah, that'd be separate.
Okay. 3 weeks.
You're right the first time, just for the wrong reason.
Indeed.
I love it when I do that. I knew what I was talking about. um, let's see. All right, so I guess I just leave Zeke. How's he spending his time?
He's probably in the largest area of the ship, meditating or like hovering his book and reading it at the same time. Training his abilities.
Nice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to imagine the various kinds of things you could do, with effectively just a third hand. Uh, and if you, I don't remember exactly what your roadmap looks like, but I think it's, I think it's level 3 of telekinesis that lets you start manipulating multiple objects at once. Um, I should know that off the top of my head. I had to memorize so much of that for Saoirse.
I just had a
Um,
mental image about Zeke. Because he can teleport and he has telekinesis, he doesn't actually have to move. Things. So imagine if anyone paid
Mental laziness.
to him, it would look like he's still and just in different places.
Looks like he's glitching around the room.
Yeah.
He's just T-posed, like staring straight ahead, like teleporting himself around the room and hovering his book in front of his face.
Cereal in the morning. He's just, yeah, oh, now he's sitting here. Oh, he moves his mouth to chew.
hmm Yeah, so it is, I was right, it is level 3. Then you can start manipulating as many different objects at once as you have telekinesis skill levels. So 3 different things once you're level 3. And level 3 is also when you could get the tangible force construct, which is what Saoirse used a few different times to like make boxes and stuff. But
Hamster wheels.
yes, hamster wheels were a favorite, and I believe we also used it before as a platform, and then used she used her telekinesis to move the platform. So you're not exactly flying because you can do that at level 4, but does let you move yourself or other people at some kind of speed.
Got that. Okay, that makes sense.
So it actually might be we might want to revisit your skill roadmap because that's something like that is probably that may be more in line with what you're interested in doing than some of the other stuff, like maybe some of the like the next level of metapsionics. Um, so
Yeah.
there's definitely some room for reprioritizing.
Yeah, he's already Metascion 2, Precog 3, and
hmm
Teleportation 2, and TK 1. So,
Yeah. Yeah, because Metapsionics 3, the main, like the the main benefit of that is just the extra point of effort, which is nice, but not necessarily like life changing. At that point, if it might be more worthwhile to do something else that gives you an ability that you really want the character to have, rather than just being able to do more of the same stuff.
Yeah.
But anywho, yeah, for now he is he's
Not
glitching
actually.
around the ship and training
He's
his powers.
he's practicing
I
reading.
love it. Now, is this some of the stuff that Cherry helped acquire for him on Loy Nuda?
Um, I guess I'm not recalling what she acquired.
She helped you dig up some old like historical accounts and other, whatever she could find that referenced psychic powers and psychic training.
Yeah, I imagine he'd probably have read that on at least one of the days.
Yeah, because I had pictured that as being several books, various different kinds of things, just anything that had some kind of reference that he's trying to comb through to find
Okay,
hints
yeah, with that much content, then yeah, he's probably going to be reading that much.
and it's the kind of thing that I imagine, somebody like him, researcher and delver into ancient secrets would read and then even reread if he thought there was anything that might be kind of vague or abstractly described or something, trying to pick apart what they could be referring to or what place they might be describing, that kind of stuff. So yeah, let me see. I want to get a skill check from you again. So
Yeah,
track
he
some.
doesn't write in the margins, but he's probably doing the space equivalent of scribbling on a post-it note.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
Assembling the murder board.
What did you want
um,
to check for?
yeah, go ahead and give me a precog skill check. Because I
You too strong.
excuse me.
There you
Oh,
go.
he killed
Nice.
Ben.
I killed Ben.
You
Dang it.
found the one future. Because um I like to imagine that with his particular set of psychic skills, he is occasionally, not like constantly, but as he reads through this stuff, he's taking little peeks into the future with precognition to try to determine, uh, if he's reading the right thing, if he's interpreting it the right way, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that would make sense. He would also not be opposed to. Yeah, well, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That obviously that is a success. So
I would hope so.
file that away, and he is feels like he is making progress in sifting through these ancient references, getting closer to the prize he seeks. Zeke seeks. Anyway, um,
Oh, that's right. Okay, I have this note.
yeah, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, all right. So I think that's pretty much going to cover us for a few days of metaspace travel into the Anagra system. With a side note just being that reminder that the ship is in you know fresh, refurbished condition. In most of the interiors have seen significant improvement from that, so a lot of rooms feel like a whole new place. You're reveling in the experience, those of you that care about that sort of thing. Um, and the the drop out of metadimensional space is smooth as butter. No lingering sensory effects either.
Eva misses them.
I was I was really tempted to ask, but I was like, I feel like I already know the answer. She definitely misses like that taste that tells you, okay, hey, we're back in real space. Like, how are you supposed to know? It's like if somebody t- took away your little spinner top. You couldn't. You're like, how do I know if this is reality or not? Uh,
And I think she also liked the small bit of random it added to her life, because she
mhm,
structures what she can, but she couldn't control what flavor she tasted or saw upon exiting metaspace.
mhm. Yeah, and being able to, even for a brief moment, correlate a taste to a color is just a unique experience that not everybody gets to have. And
Yeah,
it's one of those things that fades from your memory quickly, but you can still remember how, like a dream that you can't remember, but you know it was really great and you want to have it again.
maybe she'll take this up as a project to refine her formula as a spike drill fuel additive. I probably should have sent that to you in PM.
The cat's out of the bag.
Kind of glad you didn't. Just gonna put that.
Oh, that's great. I like that idea.
I think that idea is definitely going. It's currently up on her planning board. So if anybody
Yeah.
actually looks at her planning board, it's just sitting there. Flavor drill additive question mark.
You
I was
just
gonna add.
put that information in the safest place possible.
Oh, no.
Accurate.
I'm gonna hide this where no one will think to look. My planning board.
Oh no.
I thought he was taking it the other
No,
direction. That it's because it's on the planning board, nobody will ever look at it.
exactly. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
Yeah, the safest place where no one will think to look.
yeah.
I feel like Ryu may actually ask Cherry about that.
Hmm. Oh yeah, he hasn't gotten to experience that.
He has not experienced that, so he might be like, what does that mean?"
Like, hey, is the
Read
captain
it.
experimenting on our spike drill or on our spike drive? Like he's very concerned.
And Cherry would be like, what do you mean? And then he
Yeah,
could show it.
it's like he shows her a little picture. It's not a great one. He tried to take it very sneakily, um, and so it's off center and stuff. But it shows that they're on the planning board. The flavor drill additive.
Oh my. Okay. Well, she would talk to him a little bit about that and just be like, yeah, so here's the thing. Like, don't pay too much attention to her planning board because it sometimes just it gives you more stress than it's worth.
That's not really a reassuring answer.
She would laugh and then not answer. Um, but she would tell him she is an incredibly intelligent person and she's a little obsessed with being able to taste um sights and taste colors and
Hmm.
things.
Well,
It's a long story, but I don't think you have to worry about her repeating it.
whatever you say, Chair. Uh, Nobody lives forever. and
He
he just
died
changed.
trying to repeat it because she wrote on her planning board that she's going to try to replicate it.
Yeah, he resigns himself to the his inevitable fate,
Oh my.
and goes off to find Bo, ask him to throw knives with him.
Ryuk does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, now he's more likable.
Is he still likable if he's better than Bo?
Not a chance.
Bo hasn't even considered that possibility. It is not particularly likely, though. Uh, yeah, when you go to the, I assume you would do. I guess I don't know. You guys have thrown darts. Have you guys thrown knives at that little setup? Or I assume
Yeah,
it
that was
wouldn't
the
be
first thing Bo ever threw at that.
okay. um, yeah. He produces a little set of very nicely balanced throwing knives, not just a belt knife that he happens to throw. And you can tell he's done this before.
Oh no.
But yeah, he doesn't talk much, but he seems content with the company and having a little stress relieving activity. Doesn't say much
Well,
except to
now
compliment Bo's form here
Bo
and there.
What?
Oh,
told him
sorry,
it's a
even your.
competition. Bo hasn't told him it's a competition. Nope.
Oh, sorry, you broke up there a little bit. I heard Bo hadn't
Uh,
told him it was a competition yet.
oh yeah, Sam. Bo hasn't told him it's a competition, but it's a
Nice. All right, let's see. I think this is going to be appropriate here. Just, oh, why is that minimized? Get back up here. Okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Gotta get the right thing to click. I'll just do this. Okay. Yeah, so in their unofficial competition, Bo definitely wins. Well,
Does he?
mm-hmm. Yeah, 12 to 8.
Okay.
Oh, um,
Oh, what?
um, yeah, actually, that's a very
Is
good
Zeke wandering
question.
in?
Um, go ahead and roll again for Bo, Ethan.
Oh no.
That was exactly what Ethan wanted to hear for Bo.
What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know, but Bo,
Oh.
that's funny. Yeah, Bo, nothing. I mean, so Bo doesn't notice anything. Um, but Yeah, go ahead and give me a mental saving throw from Bo.
Monster.
Yeah, so yeah, basically out of character, what happened is Zeke cursed Bo's luck a little bit, but as it turns out, even with disadvantage there, Bo is rolling sky high there.
It's too strong.
I've been looking for any reason to do that, but I didn't think about the fact that he is now stuck with cursed luck.
No, it's a
I know.
temporary
Hell,
thing, because yeah, he can, and basically even without needing to roll it all out, like he'll throw it off subconsciously pretty quickly. Um, there's a lot of kind of like subconscious and just innate stuff about being uh, a sentient being that interferes with psychic abilities. So Bo doesn't realize that anything happened at all. Has no idea that anything was out of the ordinary. Um, but his subconscious just fights off the effect in a matter of moments.
He's too good.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll for me. Roll two more shoot checks there for me, Ethan.
too strong.
What?
All right, we're just at this point we're just bleeding out all of Ethan's good luck.
Oh,
Wow.
no. All
Uh,
the 16.
The curses luck more often. You were
Go
on
ahead and
16.
mental save again.
You monster.
Okay. Yeah, so Zeke Zeke's attempts have been somewhat frustrated because despite the his warping of Bo's luck, uh Bo is just he is dialed in, and there are basically no alternate timelines where Bo misses any of his shots in this case.
That's definitely not going in the recap.
Yeah, so Ryu seems impressed. He compliments Bo's knife throwing form, and tells him he'll have to teach him a thing or two about it.
No, you didn't.
As in, Bo will need to teach. No, you said he would not.
No, I thought you were saying
Oh, you thought I was saying it the other way around.
they'll have to teach you a thing or two.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that realized that wording was ambiguous. Yeah, no, he he's impressed enough. He's like, yeah, you need to show me a couple of your tricks. That was just ridiculous.
Well, I had years of practice on that.
How old is Bo again?
18.
Yeah,
He's the baby of the group.
yeah. Ryu like he mutters something about like, what? Is this like the cradle? Like,
I mean, yeah, just about.
he just chuckles and shakes his head. Man, some people are just built different, I guess.
That's what I used to tell him at the old turkey shoots.
Yeah, Dare I ask, are you that good with a gun too?
Pretty good with a gun. Started out knife and bow, but I'm a quick learner, I guess. Than anything you can shoot or throw.
Hmm. Sometimes it's just in your blood.
And
And
lots of practice. I guess there wasn't exactly other pastimes. And then once you got
seems
to do it,
Mhm. Seems to kind of subconsciously rub one of the sleeve tattoos on his arm when he says that. But yeah, yeah, gotta do this again sometime. I know Sherry's probably getting after me if I'm not checking on the pilot's seat.
oh yeah, we'll have
Gotta earn
plenty
my
of
keep, you
time.
know.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time. You'll make a pretty penny probably off of Zeke with him playing, having to put money in the swear jar.
Ooh, swear jar.
Oh yeah, if you miss, Pete wants you to put money in the swear jar for putting holes in the ship, some such.
Oh, okay, okay.
Literally not what a swear jar is, but that is what that jar is.
Yeah, he, you can see him thinking for a moment, and then deciding to ask. So, do you also have to put money in if you swear?
No, I hadn't asked Pete about that. Let me see if I can check. Bo yells really loudly, "Hey Pete, daggum!"
um, no reprisal or wrath from above falls on Bo's head. So
I guess the swear
he's
jar
the
ain't really a swear jar. It's just a get good jar.
okay, okay. Well, yeah, let me know if you find out different. I would not exactly rolling in extra credits to throw in the swear jar.
Oh yeah, he don't police it too heavy. At least not since we put not as many holes in the ship.
Yeah, that's understandable. Can't be hurting his baby.
Well, I guess ain't exactly his baby, but he gets offended on behalf of Eva's baby.
I got you. All right, well,
Well, actually, I don't rightly know. He might actually own part of this ship. I never pay attention to them planning meetings unless they're saying something about shooting stuff.
I know, right? Too many details.
Yeah, all them details. That planning board is a mystery to me.
I like how the planning board is a mystery and it very clearly details out everything.
Yeah, he says, he looks around in the cargo bay. Is Eva around?
Not in the cargo bay. She's probably at the workshop.
Okay. He lowers his voice a little just in case. Says, "Hey, so, speaking of the planning board, you know anything about taste? Let's see what. So what did it say?
Flavor
You know,
drill additive.
flavor drill additive. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Make sure I get the he said, you know anything about a flavored drill additive?
Ain't she back on that again? My teeth still feel funny from when it used to do that.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. See,
Sure.
Sherry said not to worry about it.
Absolutely.
She said it in a way that didn't really make me not worry about it.
You'll be tasting colors if old Eva gets that thing working again like it used to.
Oh my. Um, I know you guys had some repairs done. I assume they fixed that because I didn't notice anything.
Yeah, I don't know if Eva considers that fixed. He's got a lot of ideas about that stuff, but my pay grade.
Hey,
Well,
Ben, has this all been happening while they've been heading to, um, where is it? I can't remember.
on their way to Anagras.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'd say it's maybe last day before they're gonna drop back into real space.
I have a question.
Okay. Yeah. What's up?
Did we establish if the color that everyone tasted was the same or different?
Believe it was
I
always different for everyone and was not consistent between drills.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew it was different each drill, but I couldn't remember if we decided whether it was the same for everybody.
Yeah, I think
Um,
when it came up, all of us as players just kind of said it was different flavors and colors that they saw, and that seals it
yeah,
in canon.
true. And if I'm remembering correctly, it did not affect Pete.
Correct.
Because he don't have taste receptors.
Yeah,
Or
because like
whatever.
yeah, I think I mean I'd have to check with him. I would imagine. I'm guessing Robert would probably say that does. He does have a sense of taste, but obviously it's like programmed. It's wired up. It's very different from the human
Mhm.
brain. And whatever the whatever the spike drill was doing to the fabric of reality around them was affecting you know human minds and not the artificial mind. Oh, alrighty then. So yeah, I think I'm ready for us to pop into Anagras, fuel up. I don't know. Did you guys want to go to the planet or just fuel up at a station and be on your way?
Bo was looking to buy a bunch of guns and stuff. I think that would. Nagris
Okay.
was our stop off point for that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It's
Okay.
also a good place for cyberware if anybody wants it.
Yeah,
All
they
my cyberware money is in the love bucks.
Yeah, that's why I got my cyberware at Lahenu Doll, so.
Oh man. Let's see though. We did not officially pay out uh we did not pay out the
Egg.
mission that you had the refugee and the medical supply drop off. So uh glad you said something about money because I had completely forgotten about that.
Hmm.
You guys are gonna be landing on the uncharted planet and you're like, "Hey, yeah, where's our money? Didn't we buy stuff?" um, let's see, where did I put those? I think I put them in session chat.
And I'm gonna put it into funds as soon as you tell us what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go. So that was, let me see, that would have been. Okay, so 1750 for the refugees
Okay.
and 10,000 for the medical supply delivery.
right.
So, yeah, divvied up. That's not going to be probably enough to get anybody any cyberware, I'm guessing. But
No, almost certainly not.
that'll be
And we got
a
5 of
nice
us,
little
right?
boost. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice, easy divide. Except when I add an extra 5. I divided by 55. 55.
Okay, so yeah, and you guys can drop into space in Anagras. Do a day of sublight speeds to the planet. Um, yeah, you pass the there's a small like refueling station and a frigate stationed there that basically just hails you, uh, checks your transponder, and just bids you on your way. They don't do any sort of inspection, and yeah, you guys can land at the primary starport on the capital at Anagras just to facilitate having the full selection of spacer gear that you might want to have access to. So Bo, I'm guessing, has a list. Okay, yeah, there you just posted it.
Realizing I need
Okay,
to add a couple more ammos to that.
okay.
Probably.
Yeah, let me just check that that's all legit. Um,
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the.
the shear
Um,
rifle.
yeah, the shear rifle. I want
Yeah,
to
you're
check
not.
with you since that's a TL5.
Yeah, you're not going to just be able to stroll into the gun store and buy one of those. It's possible you could rustle one up, but it would almost certainly not be available at that price. Um, it would be a good bit more expensive.
Well, I guess I got some extra cash right now. And it is the sniperiest sniper rifle.
I mean, aside from
Okay.
the range.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought the range on that was pretty.
I mean
What?
it's comparable to it's like laser
Yeah, I guess
pistol
like the.
range.
Oh, so even in the pistol range, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100 meters is the good range. Then 300 is the furthest range where you're
Yeah,
taking the
that's
minus
the
two or whatever.
maximum.
Yeah, it's not not a sniper rifle, but it is a silent weapon, which is really nice. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I would need a connect check to try to find someone who was selling a shear rifle that would be willing to part with it to an unknown quantity.
Okay. He'd go ask Cherry for help looking for it if he realized it isn't readily available.
Yeah, because he, if, for example, if he asked at the place he's buying all his other equipment, the the owner would give him a strange look. Say, "Yeah, we don't carry anything like that. You're, you dig deep to find something that high tech. No, why should you tell you're looking to throw around that kind of money?"
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'll make sure not to flash around too much.
Good luck to you. Um,
Um,
incidentally, Emily asked, "What's patch putty? Is that from one of the
oh, that was
supplements?"
one of the distant light things. I guess that was my second I need to check on.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like the instant panel, but I guess, but more like a jar of putty that you can apply to it.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, and the wildlife repellent bombs are fine too.
He was looking to use those for maybe some more arrow modifications.
Nice.
I was thinking do like handhold arrows that he could fire, hit stuff with the patch putty tipped arrow.
Handhold. Oh, got you. Like to make handholds on
Yeah,
like
so
a
could fire
service.
that and then have an arrow, stuck on a wall there or something.
Hmm. Okay. Sounds cool. Alrighty. Our spare parts and a pre-tech toolkit. Did she not? Didn't she buy one of those at Lilanu, or did I say no?
I don't have it on my sheet. If it was
Um,
available on Lahanuda, I absolutely would have wanted to buy one.
yeah, I think I just told you it was 2,000 credits instead of 1,000 because I
Oh, yeah,
remember there
looks like he
Oh,
being.
spent one on Lohanuda.
oh, what was that, Ethan?
Yeah, it looks like he did spend for one on Lohanuda.
Okay. Oh, it's the value of the funds thing. Wait,
Yeah.
where?
Would
Yep.
have been
Okay, I
O's
see it. I
planning.
see it.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Oh yeah, it's in your very detailed ledger. Very very nice. Like a lot. Um,
Well, then I'll upgrade that.
but yeah, she could also acquire whatever spare parts she wanted. Is anybody else wanting to acquire other gear or equipment? Um, I know you guys are going on a mission that is to investigate the status of a failed colony and bring back as much intel you can about the colony and the planet it's on to aid in a theoretical expedition or maybe even uh, colonization mission. Um, so yeah, and we didn't go into detail. I mean, there really was not very much detail. All they really knew was that they were able to find out that it was a uh, a very tenuous. The colony was in a tenuous position uh, for a long time, and then reportedly had failed completely before Tabuk implemented its closed borders policy.
Well, then, we may need to stock up for like a wilderness exploration stuff.
Yeah, can we do a similar thing to what we did for the Exposition Planet? When you just said so many credits worth of miscellaneous survival gear, supplies, and rations.
Yeah, we could do that. Um, yeah, that should be fine. And maybe what I'll do is I'll I may take a look at compare that to what the options are, and as long as it looks like it's enough, I guess ballpark. How many credits do you guys think you'd want to spend on doing that, or do you want to just
The book's survival kit is supposed to be planet specific already.
yeah. Um,
And I think you had charged us 300 credits in the last one because that was also including rations and like tents and stuff.
yeah, because we did kind of just a let's not micromanage it, just throw a number at it that'll
Mm-hmm.
pretty well cover everything. Um, yeah, if you want something kind of like that, if you just kind of want bare bones, this is the bare minimum kind of stuff to keep us fed and sheltered during a you know multi-day wilderness excursion or something.
We've
Then
all seen how Cherry gets. I don't think we want bare minimum. Could
Fair.
could I could I simplify this and perhaps roll a no check with Eva as a test of how well she can research as much as as much as possible about the planet and what we'll actually need, and collate all that into an efficient shopping trip.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a more difficult check here because um, information, relatively little information, is filtered as far as Anagras about that. It's
Okay.
kind of had to come through a couple extra stops, but it is still within the realm of possibility. So yeah.
I also think that even though it's more difficult here, I think it's a better to do it here because Anagras is a
Hmm.
we're already shopping here and it's a good place to shop.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there are very few limitations on what you could acquire here, as opposed to like Urala or some of the other places.
Right. Right. All right. I'm assuming with intelligence.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
All right, nice. 15 will do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you are able to discover, um, there have been enough people who have. Well, I'll include in this. I'll say that factored into this is the fact that Eva is from Anagris. Um,
Okay.
who might be a connection that she would have, who would be keeping themselves uh, very much in the loop and apprised of any new information about the new sector that has opened up for exploration.
What
Uh,
gossips would you know?
I was thinking more academics.
Yeah.
Because she almost certainly has a professor who is, or had a professor who was very keen on the cultural movements of the sector, well, of sectors, period, how they get colonized and how cultures change. And the opening of a whole new section is just
Mhm.
like, a gold mine of give me all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So yeah,
Uh,
that's a good fit. So you've got a professor who, so you think this would have been like professor of like interstellar culture or something like that.
Yes, Professor Aldous Shipley.
Professor Aldous Shipley.
Hmm.
Like
And yes, he has a monocle.
it.
I know I said I think I defaulted to saying she at first, but the name Aldous Shipley would not go away. So.
Yeah, I got you. Um, I like it. All right. So yeah,
But
you reach out to your old Professor Aldous and let him know that you're trying to collect all the information you can about a system called Straya, which has been which is part of the new sector, and he's excited to hear from you again and asks if you can talk about it over coffee or a meal.
Of course.
And yeah, he is. Let's see. What age range are you imagining for this Aldous?
I think he is. Let's make him a bright-eyed monocle bearer. So that it's definitely ironic and not
Nice.
terribly fitting.
Yeah, just yeah, something he's got something wrong with one eye in particular, and so glasses just don't make sense.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to use it all the time, but when he does want to,
Yeah.
because he's gotten used to it, when he does want to see something clearly, out comes the monocle, and he looks silly. And
All right.
I'm thinking of him as like, I don't know why, but Treasure Planet was the one that had
oh my lord, the professor.
Oh, there was a professor in that. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. I have to do some Treasure
I was
Planet.
saying, unless it's the sponsor for
Ah.
Atlantis, Whitmore. Oh, Whitmore.
No, I think I'm actually. It's not. It's definitely not Treasure Planet. I think it was Atlantis, and it was actually more the main character that I'm thinking,
Oh,
like an
okay.
older version of him who's done his adventuring, and
Mhm.
now he's excited for everything that's out there. So early 30s.
Okay. Nice. Um,
Oh yeah, Milo did have glasses. That's why I'm thinking of him.
yeah.
I
Like
was
comically oversized glasses. Um, so yeah, comically out of place monocle on a below middle aged guy is yeah, very fitting. You're thinking late 30s, okay. Um yeah, so he's he's thrilled to see you again and glad to see that you're getting to live up to your dream because he would have been one of the ones more interested almost professionally in your desire to explore the stars and would have felt a bit of a like you'd found a somewhat of a kindred spirit in Eva.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, he's excited to hear about all the places you've been and your firsthand assessment of their uh, their cultures. Even though he's known about Loinada and Phyllis, he definitely wants to hear those stories, but he's especially keen on hearing about Urala.
Aw. I think as long as he's okay with it. In the middle of this, Cherry gets a text telling her to come to a location.
Okay.
Does she ask why?
She's happy to get off the ship.
Okay. Eva is gonna pimp Cherry out to talk about Cherry's own culture from the viewpoint of someone who has, who is part of the formative generation growing up in the culture.
Does she
Yeah,
tell
'cause
does she tell her any of that?
Uh, you know what? I think she does. I don't think she could just send a text saying "come to this location" and then say nothing else. In between the bits of conversation with Aldous, she is texting how excited she is because one of her old professors will get to hear from Cherry about Lohe Nuda.
Did he ask about Luhain Uda or Urala?
Well, he
all of the above, yeah.
Yes, yeah. He was more excited about Urala, but Eva is very excited to be able to give him a more direct representation of Lohenuza, as opposed to whatever else he's gotten through filters.
Yeah, she's working the network. It's like, hey, every extra bit that I can you know give this guy what he loves, the more he's going to give us what we need to know. Even
Yeah,
though she knows he's not doing this transactionally, but
yeah. That's
still.
exactly what's on her mind. It really wasn't.
Yeah.
That is a fortunate side effect.
Right.
But does Cherry still come, knowing that Eva wants her to talk to one of her professors about Lohenuda?
Yeah, she would put on her fairy face
Okay,
for like her camera ready face, basically.
cool.
All right, time to represent.
She would say, "All right, we're interacting with the public today."
All right, all right, all right.
She would dress in something more culturally common for Lohenuda.
Oh.
Okay. So, what is that? What is that in Cherry's view?
In Cherry's view, it would just be one of her nicer dresses that definitely has a uh, bit of a LU flair, I guess, to it. Just
Okay.
subtle nods to the culture, but not like full ceremonial garb or anything.
Yeah, not like crazy flamboyant, but definitely like.
Not like the stuff that Tashi brought them to change into at the limit, but
Yeah,
something that like somebody would see her wearing it and go, "Oh, you're not from around here."
yeah, yeah. Because it's not like I feel like I imagined some of Loinuda fashion as being like I don't know if it's dangerous to even reference this because of the images it'll put in your head, but like maybe a couple steps back from Hunger Games, kind of, but just like that very ostentatious. I mean, honestly, even our modern fashion show kind of fashion is insane sometimes. Um, so yeah, just kind of an over an excessive like flare of fashion in day-to-day wear that most like modern cultures or post-tech cultures like Anagris, you wouldn't see just everybody walking around in very stylish clothing all the time. So yeah, that would definitely stand out.
She's
But
learned long ago that if you want people to pay attention to what you're saying, you have to look the part. So
true. So yeah, she's gussied up just a bit, enough to instantly say Lohi Nuda to anyone who spots her, but not in a not in like a crass, splashes of purple and pink kind of way. Ethan. Making my point exactly for me about our modern fashion shows.
Full up, dressed like an avocado.
Wow.
Oh man.
She would also ask Ryu to come with her.
Okay.
She would
Yeah.
tell him it's important for him to stretch his legs off the ship when he can.
Okay. Yeah. He would agree. All right, guys. Yeah. A new planet just appeared somewhere in the sector.
Oh no. They dress as fruits.
Maybe.
Is that Cherry's actual homeworld?
Oh my
The
god.
free of the lone planet.
Oh dear. Oh boy. Okay, back on track. Okay. So yeah, I will get in character if you guys want. I hadn't necessarily been thinking that I'd role play out the whole conversation, but
Nope, you're good.
No, we can just roll
Don't
it.
do it.
okay. Yeah, so so you guys can go meet. It's a this is a this is a pretty. I picture Anagris as I it's fairly similar to I think both culturally and also just like with this as its aesthetic as like a kind of slightly futurized modern USA is kind of how I envisioned it. There's definitely a more prominent like recreational drug culture.
Did you say more prominent? Oh,
Yes, yes, more prominent.
Mhm.
In fact, you would catch references here and there in just conversation. People kind of some people kind of reminiscing and wishing that it had worked out. This this really amazing drug that had shown a lot of promise, but turned out to be like some crazy deep state conspiracy kind of thing that was brainwashing people.
oh,
But it
lovely.
was but the people some you'll occasionally catch somebody talking about, man, it was just raving about these vivid experiences and experiencing their what they'd always imagined the afterlife would be like. um, Makes it sound very cool, but they are always sadly no longer available.
Sadly, no longer available. Darn those FDA goons always ruining the good stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, at this at the coffee shop, there would be they'd have like coffee and edibles and various like additives to some of the drinks that would give you they almost have them. It's kind of like shots of espresso, like different little.
Oh, so Panera.
There you go, get your old Panzer chocolate
Panera's
along with your
lemonade.
latte.
All it is. It's Panera's lemonade.
Little Panzer chocolate. Yeah,
Oof.
just just for whether you need uppers or downers or just a little bit of sensory modification, sensory enhancement. But yeah, you guys can sit down with Professor Aldous, and
Yeah, we
he's
do.
he's very excited to meet Cherry and Ryu, as Cherry being
Very excited to be greeted with excitement versus the attitudes she's been getting from her crew.
yeah,
Oh.
and um, yeah, I don't know how would Eva feel about that aspect of Anagris culture,
What aspect?
about the
No, that was the response.
okay, but yeah, as a player, you know what I was asking. Okay, I get
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I think she's
Nice.
peripherally aware of it. Um, I don't think she knows much about like well, she just definitely doesn't know the culture.
Yeah, because it's not a universal thing. Her
Yeah.
family, for example, very well may have been like, yeah, no, we're not. That's not our Anagris. Um,
Oh yeah, her
uh,
family were very her family was rich and they were I think I'd kind of written and positioned them as being high up in society.
mhm.
So I guess that means that if high up in society is into that, then they just shielded her from it.
Yeah. Had you decided what their professions were, or
I think they're politicians. I think
okay,
they're
yeah,
politicians of various types, not all senate both senators and Congress people or
sure.
Parliament or whatever, but like maybe an ambassador. I'm not real sure. I'll leave the specifics to you,
Okay,
but I do know, and this may come up later if Eva gives the crew a tour of her place. Um, they were rarely around.
Welcome to Cribs, a Nagris edition.
Yeah, they were very rarely around. They were very doting on her and very supportive of her at all times, and she is very well represented in her house with lots of pictures, but not much of them. And so, whatever jobs they had that kept them both away, hmm, something in
okay,
politics.
I got you. It's good. And did she have siblings or
No,
only child?
only child.
Okay. That's what I thought I remembered.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't get this attention needy.
Yeah, gonna say that the lots of pictures of her everywhere and no mention. I was like, yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
reinforcement of my only child vibes that I had.
Except I'm sure some of the pictures of you had friends in them. Although maybe those aren't the kind of pictures that normal parents put up anyways.
Oh, got you. Yeah, well, and actually, yeah, I'm oldest of four. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but just known enough only children to pick up on at least the stereotypical cues.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, but yeah, cool. So that, yeah, I felt like that was a good time to ask to get a little idea of that because, um,
Sure.
and that that's also very fitting that Eva would just kind of not be particularly aware that that's a prevalent part of her. her culture, her home planet's culture.
She wasn't
Okay.
invited to the cool parties.
Exactly. Yeah. Um,
One time she had a brownie and it was out of this world, but it turned out it was just a really good brownie.
Eva on sugar.
yeah. All right. So, yeah. And Danielle, was he a native to Louis Nuda, or was he from?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, uh, Professor Aldous definitely picks both your brains for a good little bit about what it was like
He
growing
would
up in that world.
definitely be quieter about it and just
Hmm.
prefer to only answer when asked a question directly.
Hmm.
And he would probably, even sometimes when asked a question directly, would probably look over to Cherry to see if she would like to answer it first, or even sometimes just plainly say, like, oh, Cherry should probably answer that.
Hmm. Okay, got you. Well then, after going through all that, he will eventually get to uh, giving you the information that you were hoping for, as much as he can, and he he smiles and a little sadly and tells Eva that he really wishes he had more, and he's been learning all he can about all these places, but um, he doesn't have very many positive things to say about Tabuk, at least their recent government, um,
Yeah.
because he's because their isolationist uh, policies, cutting off um, a lot of traffic to other parts of the sector, really cut into what information he could get. Um, and even, some of the people, eh, reportedly, he's getting a lot of this second, third, fourth hand. Um, a lot of the sources from Tabukan space are, still have just a hint of hesitation about, talking about some of these other places, just being not super sure what Tabuk's going to do about it. It's not like they would hunt people down who even talked about these other places, but
Hmm.
there was just enough question left in the air for people to, like, okay, yeah, maybe these are places that are very much out of favor, and definitely we're not supposed to be passing rudders around, so it's just maybe safer not to talk about it at all. Um, but he he does have enough information about Straya to say that even before um, even before Tabuk restricted travel to and from Straya, it was uh, not a popular waypoint on anyone's trips. There's apparently uh, a decent pirate presence there, and over you know in that direction generally, which says there's even less information about the the systems further from Straya, but um, there are not really any planetary governments strong enough to exert control over their entire systems, and so anyone inclined to operate outside of the purview of a government tends to gravitate towards that portion of the sector. So piracy is common. It is, you know, by the few reports he's gotten, uh, the, the form of piracy is typically fairly tame. Harkening back to uh, some of the practices of ancient pirates, which he he starts to go on a side tangent,
Hmm.
very reminiscent of Eva's own tendencies, but catches himself. Sorry, old habits, but he says that the pirates uh, tend to follow a practice of, you know, stopping ships and basically taxing them, um, requiring some, taking some cut of what's aboard the ship, but otherwise letting the ships pass um, unharmed, and with the vast majority of their goods. Um,
Okay.
and But yeah, the colony itself, the planet, is not a friendly place. He was able to gather that the atmosphere is uh, it is a it is an like an unbreathable atmosphere without a like an atmo filter. It's got the right stuff, but it's got a whole lot of the wrong stuff too. So I guess it would be classified as a thick atmosphere. But it's not invasive. It's not toxic or corrosive, I guess is the term.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not going to destroy your equipment, and you're not going to have to be on oxygen, but you are going to have uh, the the atmo filters.
Quick
Um,
question. Is that something that we'll find in our ship's locker?
yes,
Okay, great.
I'd forgotten you guys have a ship's locker.
Hmm.
Um, okay, cool. So yeah, and I think yeah, I think part of that. So since you've gotten maintenance and everything, we don't have to worry about it. I think I was considering some limitations to various systems since you were, unmaintained and all. Uh, but yeah, we're past that. So yeah, you'd have those. The the colony, it was set up because there was a pre-tech installation on the planet. The colony was actually
Ooh.
it was established post-stream by a significant amount of time. It was, the uh, it was, sent off by some uh, splinter of the Terran Mandate that's, been lost to time. Uh, but the uh, the installation apparently, in at least in part, manufactured, pre-tech grade, um, environmental gear. So one of one of the benefits was the, top of the line uh, equipment that basically took the place of atmo filters and stuff, and lasted a lot better. Um, it was the reports on that are a little vague though, because the pre-tech facility, it was, it's automated at this point, and it's not very clear um, whether anyone was really able to enter it and operate it, or if they were, if they had to try to scavenge around it. Um, but it was very clear that the uh, airspace all the way up to high orbit above that facility was a no-fly zone enforced by some pretty significant pre-tech weaponry that no one had, reportedly no one had found any way to gain friendly access to.
Okay. It's interesting. We'll add that to our list of potential ruins to visit. Well, ruins to potentially visit. Guess they're not ruins. Interesting places to potentially visit.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and that's, let's see, you got a really high one. I think you'd get this tidbit too. Um, he said, um, as far as the biosphere is concerned, it was. Sorry, one sec. Okay. Um, the biosphere was definitely not very friendly to human life. Um, its origin wasn't very clear, but there was a lot of wildlife that was predisposed to prey upon humans.
Oh,
Yay.
we don't know any wildlife like that. Never met, never met that man day in our lives.
It's where the space badgers come from.
um, but yeah, I think that's, yeah, and just obviously the planet itself, the colony was the only known inhabitants, and
And that's who we're looking for, isn't it?
yeah, that's the colony that you're going to assess the status of, and then also just assess the state of the planet and its condition, its receptiveness to reestablishing the colony.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess you would say that the fact that it's failed, the only indication of that is just reports from you know people who'd passed through saying that you know the settlement was had stopped responding to any attempts at communication. Nobody tried visiting. Um, nobody that had passed along the information. But
Okay. All right. That's all good information. What should I put down for cost based on the information that he's able to give me about survival on planet?
let's see. So your ship's locker is going, since it's going to have Atmos filters for you. Um, you, I guess, if you're going to want to be able to sleep without having to sleep like with Atmo filters on, um, you might want to consider a pressure tent. Um, that's kind of that would technically be an optional thing because people could sleep with the Atmo filters on.
Mm.
Um, but
Well,
yeah, actually, the pressure tent just very conveniently fits up to 5 people.
yeah, there we go. We can all get nice and cozy. Um.
And
Okay, so do you want us to buy things separately?
Rip any henchman I may have brought along.
Oh well, Pete doesn't need to be inside of it.
that's
That's
true.
true.
So if you just got one henchman, you're good to go. Pete gets to sleep outside. I mean, we could stretch things a little bit. You could buy a slightly larger tent. Actually, the tent is very cheap.
It's just super cheap. Yeah, I'm looking at the 300 credits we spent on the survival gear last time and thinking maybe we got ripped off.
Hey, that was
We didn't even get
covering.
rations out of that.
Yeah, I don't remember what all
Ben
I
says
was
I can
going based on, but
the charges brought against me until I can speak with my lawyer.
I plead the fifth.
His rations are only 5 for a day.
Yeah, hey, the lack of rations was purely oversight and planning. It was because you guys weren't planning for like being out of pocket for a week. You were just
Oh
going
no, no,
like
no!
for a
I
day.
don't blame any of Urala. Actually, that was all on Urala, right? No, we went somewhere else. Right, yeah. No, the
Oh,
300
Dimnoff.
credits was for Demnoff, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
blame any of
yeah,
Urala on you.
I do.
yeah. Yeah, Dimnoff was you guys were stocking up and getting some extra, miscellaneous stuff just in case, kind of thing. But it's kind of the price of saying, no, we're just gonna say we've got stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm good with. Let's see. Given your real good check, um, without taking more time on it right now, um, I think I would say that. Let's see. Is a vac fresher? See that again? That you don't really. You're not going to need oxygen unless you're. Um,
Can we move on?
so we're
Sorry.
not gonna worry about that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be maybe a few hundred. So you don't need to go into crazy kinds of expenses because you've got a ship's locker. Um, so we'll just call it 300, and if I need to amend that, I will amend that.
Yeah.
Make it less if need be. It won't be more than 300. Okay. And so yeah, all this bids you farewell, and um, yeah, you guys are good to go. Gear all up. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, we kind of we passed over Bo wanting to try to uh, find somebody who might have a shear rifle. If you still want to do that, you said you would talk to Cherry about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a connect check, Danielle. If you think Cherry would just go along and try to work her charms on finding a pre-tech weapons dealer.
Again, she would just be happy somebody was doing something appreciative of her and not sassing her. She would gladly do so.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that connect check, Charisma.
I'll let you do that.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Connect. And let's see. Okay, so 9 is not quite enough actually. It's gonna need a reroll. Hmm. All right. That's an 8. So Cherry does what she can, but she comes up empty. And is unable to find anybody who would be selling a shear rifle.
And it may be because the most she knows about guns is that she got a pink holster.
Yeah, it's definitely uncharted territory for her. But yeah, she just certainly has no trouble talking, getting some of these you know gun nut types to talk to her. But yeah, for whatever reason, is not able to drum up any info on someone with a shear rifle for sale. Yeah, maybe they figured she didn't quite know what she was getting herself into.
Oof.
Sadness.
But
Tells them she'll try again at their next stop.
yeah. All right. So telekinetic generator, baby.
It just makes sense.
It's true. um, it's it's really funny to me that it is called a telekinetic generator. I guess it was designed primarily with that ability in mind, even though you can also just hand crank it. It just takes a lot longer to get any sort of charge out of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah,
unfortunately, it doesn't generate telekinesis.
nope. Just turns telekinesis into power, which yeah, I'll need to double check. Yeah, it'll certainly still be useful. I got to double check how it works before he gets um, proficient telekinesis or whatever it is. But yeah, let's see. Storage unit, field radio. Oh, good. Um, field radio. Okay, yeah, we won't dissect that. That's fine to have. Spare parts, yay, and miscellaneous wilderness gear. Um, oh, and yeah. See, Avery, I just messaged you back about your question. I didn't see that question until just now.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. Zeke can
He's gonna buy
one of
one.
those. All right, nice. And I think then you're all good to go. You're refueled up. If you'll uh, take that out of the ship funds, uh, two more units of fuel there.
All right.
Oh, one more thing I'll point out that I meant to bring up while you were talking with the good professor. Um, felt like the nature of that conversation and the power that was being brought to bear on it, uh, you would have found out from him that he had been able to acquire in the course of that, um, he knows he knows somebody who is somewhat of a daredevil pilot and
Ooh, rudder.
budding explorer, um, who has a rudder for Anagris to Glatavos,
Fantastic. Where are we
which
keeping our special rudders? I don't think we are.
In the special rudder box.
Anagris.
you could make a note in sector info.
I've put it in on the ship for now.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, that works.
Now is this
Yeah,
on offer to us?
it is. And he's not sure. Let's see. He's not sure that it's necessarily something you're interested in buying, but it did seem like something that would be useful to you because it would shave off one spike drill from your trip and allow you to bypass Urala.
Yeah. How old is it?
It is less than a year old, but more than a month. So
Okay.
I'll say it's about in the 6 month range.
So it's probably, I think that's a +2, right?
Beep, beep, beep.
Or
Yeah, I think
plus,
so.
either
Plus
+1
one.
or +2.
Yeah, it's a plus one.
Yeah, that's
But
right. More than 5 years is +2.
right. But looks like as long as you don't trim the course, you're still able to make that without any uh without having to make a roll.
Nice. All right. Um, how much is being asked for it?
It's asking 2,000 credits for it.
That is not saving us any money. I'm going to leave that to our pilot. What do you think, Daniel?
Well, is this something that the crew could make money off of as being one of the few people that knows this route?
That is a distinct possibility.
An ace would get recurring though. Well, maybe. Ace depends on how often we want to go to Glatavos.
What's over at Glatavos?
So that's where that's the rudder you have to Strya comes from Glatavos.
Right. No, I mean,
Oh, I think he was saying
Oh, what else is there?
yeah. How can we make money with a quick route to Glatavos?
So that's a good question. I would say you know that that is one of the systems under Tabuk's control. Um, they they do there is a lot of industry in Glatavos. In fact, a lot of the material that fuels Tabuk's war machine comes from Glatavos. Um, hmm, trying to think what would be this could be a no check, um,
I love those.
perhaps a lead check, but I would take a no check. I think, and it's kind of a softball pitch, but
Can't change your mind. Already rolled.
right. Um, okay, yeah. So I think I think Eva would know. She would understand the implications of having a relatively unknown uh, rudder into a system, the strategic value, especially from a military perspective.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the next question is if this guy is willing to sell it to us, what are our actual prospects of selling it to anybody who would also pay money for it?
I think she would know that if the Tabukan government or people in their sphere don't have it, they would be very interested in having it. Um, there are there are certainly certainly the possibility for miscellaneous free traders to want that, just because generally saving saving one load of ship fuel uh, every trip, if you're having to go from Glatavos or vicinity to Anagras, um, that could add up if you're doing it multiple times. As far as Tabuk's concerned, knowing about the point of entry and having access to Anagras in that way would be valuable. So there are some options. It's a little
Okay.
difficult to know for sure without knowing exactly who all this guy has sold to, but you get the impression from the professor that he's trying to dole it out slowly. He's just able to get it for you because he knows the guy personally.
Okay. Well, Danielle, it's not a bad deal because it does save us 500 credits for fuel for one extra trip of fuel twice. So yeah, even if it never gets used again or we never make any money off it, we'll only have lost 1,000 credits. But it does give us options to later on possibly use.
Yeah, maybe there's a bunch of cool stuff on Clatavos.
Cherry would be definitely interested and want to go for the rudder if Eva was cool with it.
Eva is totally cool with it. I'm marking it down. Minus 2,000 for rudder to Glatavos.
Ryu would also be really excited about it. So the pilots are last cells. Let's go.
Yeah.
New rudder, new rudder. So
Eva's got two pairs of puppy dog eyes staring down.
Oh man,
Clearly.
they're looking at her and they want something. Oh, they get it.
um, yeah, yeah. Imagine Ryu would be like, really, really curious about this pilot who's pioneered this route. Um, Even though he knows they don't have time for more detour. Just imagine him.
I want
Which
to
he did.
make a note that until the rudder came up, we actually came out ahead on ship funds from our payout to our expenses.
Oh, nice.
The rudder made it so that we have fewer ship funds after this payout than we had before we did that job and bought more stuff.
Pretty good though.
Yeah, almost broke even.
Mm-hmm. Now you just got to go get that big payout. Let's see, 11-11. Okay, so we got a little bit left. Guys, ready to punch it to Glitavos?
Yeah.
Let's go.
punch it.
Let's do it.
All right. So, uh, without further ado, you do. And so that's an Do. Oh man. Anna reminded me of that the other day.
Mm.
She said she'd been talking to somebody and they'd brought that up, and oh man, that brought back some good memories. Um Sorry. I'm going to refrain from quoting any of that because without context, well, even with the context, it's very weird, and we don't have time to get into all that.
Probably
Um
doesn't get better with context.
Probably doesn't get much better with context. Um okay, so yeah, you guys travel to Klotavos, which is going to be let's see, it's another day out to the edge of the system and 5 days in another dimensional space. And you guys, of course, enter Latavos completely alone. There's no one around because you are entering from a previously uncharted angle. And yeah, you are. Um, I'm assuming you guys are wanting to then go. Well, see, okay, I guess you got options. So you could punch out again straight to Straya. That does leave you in Straya with no fuel, and needing to find a refueling station, which you have inferred does exist since there is some traffic that goes through, and there are pirates that operate in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you could go to a refueling station on the edge of Latavos space, which is under Tabukan control, or you could uh, try to approach one of the planets in Latavos and refuel there, also under Tabukan control.
I do think that we should fuel up before we jump to Straya.
Yeah.
In
Better
fact, I'll
safe
just
than
add that
sorry.
into the funds already.
Okay.
There's it straight in. 5.
Because otherwise, this is how you get Alien Romulus.
How do you guys feel about sacrificial cargo? Or if we end up on the wrong side of a group of pirates that we don't feel confident we can take?
Mm.
Be hecka funny to fill our cargo bay with cattle and go straight Firefly. And pirates come up, they want a piece of the cargo, and we just show them the cargo bay. They're like, nope, nope, nope. Oh my goodness. Why do you do this to us, Ethan?
Mm.
I'm not hearing too much support for it, so we'll just take our chances with fighting or running from pirates.
Oh, it could be interesting to get some cargo. I was
I
thinking,
mean, yeah,
cheap.
if you don't have cargo, like typically, um, typically credits are physical. Um, so
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't really save us.
yeah, I mean, you could certainly, what I'm trying to say, like you could certainly hide. You know, credits are easier to hide than cargo. Um, no, my point was just that like
Mm.
if it did come down to it and you didn't have cargo to offer them, you could offer them some credits. Um,
Mm. Well, as a player, I don't really want to do it, because it feels too much like uh, basically preparing to give up.
Unless we hide demo charges in our sacrificial cargo.
The cattle?
It don't have to be cattle. Could just be a box labeled drugs that pirates would like.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they take it on board, and it's a bunch of demo charges.
Oh, yeah, I guess you guys can have this box labeled super illegal stuff. It's worth a lot of money.
Well, if we got it from Anagras, where they're like, "Oh man, they got that good Anagras Kush or whatever."
Yeah. Yeah.
I also hesitated to bring it up because I don't know if Ben has gotten into the wants to or has gotten into the trading uh sub game of stars. Um, I'm kind of okay with just putting this back, taking this back off the table, and you know, putting it up there for target practice with from Bo and Zeke.
You forget that the crew of the currently escaping my mind, the Prudence, basically moonlit as free traders.
Yeah, yeah. There was a little bit of that.
Okay, you guys are about to basically just be running a Sons of Gold campaign with
A tiny little smuggling operation.
yeah, tidbits of base game sprinkled in. But okay. Well, it sounds like there's not consensus exactly, but it sounds like there is leaning away uh, from buying any sort of
Buying cattle or weed and demo charges.
I think it's an idea that we could probably explore later, if we want to do any trading.
yeah.
I don't think there's the energy for it right now.
Sounds good. So where do you guys want to refuel in Glitavos?
Buggies.
We had basically a Tabuk-owned station, a Tabuk-owned station, and a not Tabuk but Tabuk-owned station, right?
And the Circle K.
I didn't. Yeah, I mean, you basically got a choice of you've got to yeah, you got like Tabuk owned station, not Tabuk, but yeah, Tabuk owned planet, and then basically mining outpost on a planet.
Hmm. I don't see any risk for us to just go to the station. It is a refueling station, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I missing something? Anyone?
I don't think so. I just
Okay.
wanted to give you guys options.
Yeah, I just want to
Well,
make sure I'm not missing anything that the players have thought about. That like, no, Tabuk will make us do the funky chicken dance, and Eva can't dance, so we'll all get shot.
yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know about his characters. I mean, obviously, as players, you guys know that Tabuk trends a little bit more authoritarian, um, but you don't necessarily have you're not doing anything directly against the Tabukan government. You don't have any contraband, so you're not doing anything wrong. You are doing something very interesting. That's kind of the only reason why I wanted to make sure I gave you guys whatever options.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna tell them what we're doing, but let's go to the Tabukon station.
Okay. So that'll be a little day of travel, and
I do
you
also
arrive at
need
the
to know how
station.
many more days I've gotten on that build.
Yes. And let's see, that's gonna be so add a day there, fueling up. So then you've got. All right. So yeah, you can pull up to this station, and it's a small station. Actually, uh, there is one Tabukan frigate that is like docked at the station, and let's see. They are curious about you. I don't want to, partly for sake of time. I don't necessarily want to drag this out into next session either. I think that we can handle this with, I guess. Let me just put the question to you guys. How would you, I guess, deflect interest or the curiosity, whatever questions would be asked of um, the Tabukan ship? Because the station operators, wouldn't be interrogating you or anything. Um, they'd be happy to take your credits and let you go. But the Tabukan ship would be asking some questions. So what do you think your general attack would be on deflecting that, trying to obscure your true purpose and all that?
Cherry. That was Eva's whole
All
plan.
right.
Um,
Danielle, do you have anything with it? Oh, or if you have more decks.
no, I was just gonna fill the silence until Danielle jumped in with Cherry.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good. I'm okay. I don't really have a to-do list for Cherry.
How would you like to handle Tabukans asking us what we're doing out here?
Um,
Don't come back with a warrant.
I can say
We
that
just
we had been assisting in uh deliveries and had heard that it may be needed in this section.
Okay.
Okay, so she's basically kind of taken yeah, we did some humanitarian work, and now we're looking to see if there's more humanitarian work to be done.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Let's see. So go ahead and give me a talk check then.
I'll let you do that.
Oh yeah, true. Would anyone like to help?
Yes, Eva could try and fill in knowledge, what knowledge she has about any kind of like problems or things that are occurring with Glitavos, and obviously they're going to see us jump out before going to Glitavos. So, just kind of things that are happening around the sector that they're looking into. If that's good for you.
Okay. I'll take it. Go ahead and give me a no check.
I like no checks.
Okay.
Those
We'll get Cherry a
rolls.
+1.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's those 3d6 is hard at work.
Yeah, they are.
Let's see. So modifier 1 here. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, so got the benefit of there being a little bit more traffic than usual through Kletavos, thanks to the ending of the war with Urala and opening up the new sector and all that. So you're able to talk vaguely about, having come from the other entry point, or one of the other entry points to the system, and Cherry is able to distract them well enough that they don't really bother to ask for any proof or follow up on that at the moment with you.
Okay.
So you are able to turn aside their questions and go about your business unmolested.
Yeah.
You fuel up and peace on out of there, heading, ostensibly more or less in the direction of one of the planets, but once out of your short range scans and all that, you can just make your way to some other edge. Oh wait, what am I talking about? You're at the edge, so you
Yeah.
just spike drill out from here, and they have no idea where you're going.
Well, to
So
make it look not suspicious, how about if we had framed it as right now we're exploring where we want to, where we think will best be suited.
yeah, I mean, leaving doing spike drill out from this station here at the edge of the system is not, incompatible with the cover story you came up with.
Perfect, cool.
So yeah, that I was realizing I was thinking, I was looking at the map and thinking, yeah, you need to get over to that side of the system. Not how that works.
No.
So with that, so your Cherry is loading in the quite old rudder to Straya, and plotting the course, and yet even with the age of the with the age of the rudder and the fact that this is a full 2 hex spike drill, it still comes out to an even 10, which is an automatic success for her.
Alright, so can I mark that rudder as recent?
You can mark it as recent.
Fantastic.
And so that puts us at there. Okay, yeah, 2 there and 2 there. Okay. So yeah, 4 days later, you're going to be dropping into the Straya system.
I hate to do this to everyone else, but I also need all the interim time. Like basically,
Yeah.
how many days has it been since we drilled into Anagras? That's where my tally is currently at.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm
Want to do
gonna
that after the
consider.
game?
Yeah, you can. I was
Okay.
gonna say I don't mind having that on record. I've got it all right here.
Oh, okay.
It would. I was gonna say I would not really count. I think you guys spent very little time on Anagras. You basically just arrived, did your errands, and then bounced. So we can just fold that in. So that's gonna give you. So we're counting days since you were on Harvario. Sorry, on Phylus.
I have
Or
I've already accounted
even
for the 4 days we spent in our drill to Anagras.
okay. So don't forget the day that it would have taken to get from Phylus to the edge of the system to get out.
Okay.
It does take you guys a full 24 hours to go, from one region in the system to another. So, so a day for that, 2 days in and out of Anagras itself, 4-day drill from Anagras to Glatavos, and then a day, the day in Glatavos, and then 4 days from Glatavos to Straya. So you should be adding 12 more days.
Got it. That puts me at
All
16
right.
and only
Yeah.
5 days away.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so then that gets everybody button there. Another XP point, bringing you to 35.
Woohoo!
And we'll get our faves going. There we go. This time is going to be Avery first, I think.
I'm gonna give it to Bo's uncursable luck.
That was a good one.
In Zeke's journal entry, he mentioned that he is going to investigate that.
Nice. All right, yeah, let me think here. I think for my favorite of the session, I think it is oh, I guess I would just I'll just say Aldous. I the enjoyed piecing that character together on the fly. Uh, no, I'll give him his full name even. Danielle, what about you?
There you go. You earned that title.
Mm-hmm. Danielle. So we'll come back to Dex.
Drill flavor, well, it was called flavor drill additive, got a lot of mileage.
That is true. Yeah. So let me, and maybe this is not exactly a nitpick, but is it like flavor or flavored?
Well, her planning board has been updated. The flavor drill additive question mark has been crossed out, and it is now drill flavor additive, all in title caps, question mark, dash, look into marketing.
The flavor drill.
She will probably go back and forth between whether she thinks drill flavor or flavor drill sounds better. But it was a flavor drill, not flavored drill.
Okay, nice. I love that it's well, that she's still workshopping the name. Ethan, what about you?
Um, had one. I forgot. Although one of them was also my uncursable luck. Oh yeah, and Cherry not wanting to be sassed or being happy to do things that involve not being sassed.
She is not used to not being greeted with excitement.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, speaking of Cherry, Danielle, what was your favorite from the session?
I think probably Eva show ponying her the fact that she has somebody from the planet that her professor can talk to. So just basically being told, "Hey, you're from Lohenu Da. My professor wants to talk to someone from Lohenu Da. Quick, come over here."
Yeah. I love that characterization.
It's accurate. And I'm glad you enjoyed that. I was very uncertain about whether it was going to be whether the fun of it was going to be worth the time of it.
Mm.
Well, I think the fact that we didn't do it in character also helped.
Yeah. We were able to get the gist of what was happening there without spending too much time on it. That was nice.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely I to say it I felt like we got to have several different little role playing scenes, but also make a lot of progress like logistically, which is tough to do all together.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I think it's fun trying to fit Ryu into the crew dynamic, and Cherry, she's got, I think she could bring another. She could definitely bring one more. I think it's just one more henchman at this point, because I think it's one every 3 levels. Um, but yeah, very soon that'll increase to 3. So it rounds up. So there's room in the kingdom.
I think up until now, she would have felt like that would be recklessly endangering other people flying on that ship.
True. Mm. All right. Well, I think. Sorry. I think it's got us covered there. So we can upload those and call it a session.
Right. Bam, uploaded. I'll let those sit for a second.
All right.
Anything you want to say or anything you want to embarrass yourself with before I close the stream?
Now, man.